right, y'all. It's Shalonda. And you know what? I'm just really I'm done. Like, really. Like, I don't even know. Okay. So, because I know people are, running their mouth, talking, whatever. Again, so like I pulled myself, like, where I had to pull myself today out of the situation, right? I had to pull up myself out of the situation. I was up late last night doing a little bit of Nacho Mama's Bible study. And, I discovered lots of things. Some things that are very, it's kind of like I could feel like the intensity in I can feel a shift or a change in my being able to see and scry. Okay? So it's so intense, right? It's so intense. Like I had to, I had to take a moment. Again, like I said, it feels as though this is some type of, like, again, people call this so-called world the Matrix or a simulation, right? We already know something is off. Something is strange. So again, I just felt like, again, I guess I could just speak on it or whatever, right? Because I know, I can already see the algorithms and everybody's posts and stuff, and I can already see what y'all talking about, regardless if you're talking about it straight or you not. I can already tell what people talking about, right? So again, so since everything is being more intensified, like I told you guys, it's like, whether this stuff is triggered by something, again, outward or not, like, I've been chilling. I've been keeping to myself. I've been trying to make sure that I, like, isolate myself from, many energies energies that may be around purposely, just to kind of take things in and just kind of slow things down. So again, it's no, like, offense to anyone. It's just like I'm taking in a lot of information right now and I just can't really. So okay. So again, today I ended up watching a reader, right? Doing a video, and again, like, I've been pulling away from a lot of things, but again, like, there's a lot of people I like their personality, just in general, whatever. So and like I said, even though I know that, again, some of these people that are, like, with these readings and stuff that are popping these days, I know that some of it is because these people are in the listening rooms, call it what you want, right? And I think some of it is genuine, like, people can really actually, read, right? But I think some of it is too detailed and too much in depth, and it's entertainment, right? A lot of people will say entertainment only or whatever, but again, I can see kind of like through it. So somebody was doing, like, I had already had a feeling of a sense of, again, someone passing. I mean, little do you know, it's just, like, and see, and this is what I'm saying. These energies that I have identified in the world that I won't speak on, right? Again, a lot of you probably already, some people probably already know, so it's like, it's hard to explain it, show it, and share it. And again, what is it to prove? You know what I'm saying? What do I have to prove? I know what I see. I know what I've been through. I know, again, I can sense energy. I can see energy on people. You know what I'm saying? So I already know what it is, right? They know what it is. Okay? Certain people in the communities know what it is. So, today I was feeling like, so I've been pulling away or whatever. But then again, these energies come back. Right? They come back, and again, if they're there or not, and again, when I'm saying energy, I'm just talking about just like even a sense of something, right? So a sense of, there's definitely 100% some type of tapping or wiretapping or some kind of surveillance, again, within my home. It's not even hard to believe because, again, apps and things like that are on your phone already have these things. Certain people have rights. Again, we know recently platforms have come out and said what type of rights they have to your microphone and all these things like this, right? So my phone does this funny thing. Like I have two phones, and one has an SD in it and one doesn't, right? And so it's just funny how, like, a lot of times there's this Wi-Fi calling thing, even though I have, 4G, whatever it is or whatever, there's always this Wi-Fi calling thing coming on, and it's always in weird times or whatever. So I figure, I think when that thing is coming on, that's someone chiming in. That's just my personal opinion, because I've tried to turn the notification off. I tried to turn that kind of alert off, and again, it just won't. It just keeps popping back up. So again, I had a moment today where, again, something I took from that read kind of just like really struck me, right? It kind of set with the situation. Again, like I said, I know that people are using tools and platforms and stuff like that to, again, draw me in or whatever, because I don't even know how a lot of this stuff end up showing up on my feed. So, for a moment, I had a flash of something. Someone, someone's name came to mind, and again, it just so happens to be, people that I'm just trying to be cautious about, and again, like I said, this whole thing is not something that it feels like it's been manifested in a sense, but it's nothing that I 100% asked for. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no way to really protect yourself from what I'm telling you now. There are devices and ways that people, for whatever reason, they want to know about us and what we're doing, or some of us that are the so-called elect, right? There are certain things that are being done with certain types of towers and technology, and there's certain things that are being done, like I said, with our devices and our phones and our televisions, and I think even with mirrors, and when it comes to what do you call it? Solar panels and things like that. I think that all of this ties into it. I also sense a sense of the sun, or an artificial sun, or again, what if, right, the sun is sick or dying, like people have said during research in the past, right? And what if it's throwing things off or out of whack, right? What if something is being done to the sun purposely? What if we have a new sun? What if, you know what I'm saying? So these are the questions that I like to ask myself in general, because it's just a lot of stuff going on, and it's just hard to explain what it is, why, how, and who's being affected, in which ways, right? So I don't know, it's getting weird. And again, it's hard to talk about it too, because people are trying to draw you into an energy where it makes you look like you cannot be, like you're not stable, right? And it's the very people that know exactly what the fuck is going on at the end of the day. It's the very people that are in cahoots with other people to try to, again, be able to take some kind of control over you as a person, some of your, again, assets, some of your inheritance, the hidden inheritances and things like that we have, that we're supposed to be entitled to right now, that we may not know all the details and protocol to it, again. And so again, there's ways where people can access that information, right? Like we did the video earlier. I don't know if I put it up or not, but again, I feel like whenever I record something, so I'm gonna have to just get a new record thing on here, and it probably ain't gonna be no different. But I noticed that sometimes when I record something, I don't even post it. So again, when people are saying be careful about who you're around, be careful who's around you, be careful what information you share, a lot of this stuff is in your own personal home, behind closed doors, when you think that you're in private. A lot of these things are being done. They may have been already implanted in you some kind of way. Again, I'm telling you, there's something going on in the night. A bump in the night, or whatever the hell you call that, whatever that book was called that we used to read back in the day. There's something else going on. There's nothing you can do. The only difference between seers, people that are somewhat psychic or can sense things or have these particular abilities, the only difference between them is that they can pick up on the energy. That I had to learn this. It hit me heavy and hard and quick. But I felt like it was some form of a transition. I feel like, um, I feel like it is something that I've always had something like this ability when I was young. Just what, observing people in situations and things like that. I've always just been a very observant child. So again, now you're older or whatever, and then things start to pick up, and now you're very intuitive. You know who to, when you meet somebody right away, if you feeling them or not, if they got like bad energy. But like what I'm saying about this is just really no way of telling. But I wonder if some of this shit is like holographic, right? And I know people talk about different dimensions, and again, I say dimensions and stuff like that, a lot of 3D 5D talk or whatever, but for me, it's just explaining that I know that something strange is going on when we are asleep. I feel like it has to do with certain cocktails and mixes of so-called drugs. Again, for some reason I woke up feeling funny one day, and again, the mention of something, right, was made. And again, it's hard to even pinpoint who, what, right? Because you got these energies around you, and some may look like you, some you might be able to identify with. But then I feel like there's another hidden, we're not going to use anything like FBI or CIA, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying something else is going on, right? I don't know if there's foreign intelligence. Again, there are things that are going on. They want to be all up in your something for some reason. And so again, the way that I confirm these things is because these certain individuals have platforms. They're very popular on social media. And again, there are things that come out within minutes or hours or things like this that correlate or relate to things that I am thinking in my head, where there's no reason why this person, again. So again, it's almost like seeing it here, right? Feeling the presence around, noticing that some things, if you pick up on an individual and you actually have a face, features, or identity, right? And then if you go and check out something that they're doing on their platform, right? And I don't make this a profession, like I said, but only with two energies, because it's almost like low-key a competition is going on with some like long lost relatives, kind of like bloodline, kind of like, what I'm saying? It's just deep. It's real deep. People that you never thought you would be related to, in a sense, right? And I think that people talk about this in code. I'm not able to do that. I just got to keep the shit straight. I just got to speak it how it is, because again, maybe everybody's not witnessing the things as I am, right? But then maybe there's some people out there that are and can relate 100%. And so it's just like, don't waste your time speaking to people but don't resonate with what. It doesn't matter what I do. Something is there all of the time. It does not matter. It might, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm telling you that there is just something there. Not something in a sense where it's like that, but I'm just saying, I know somebody has a heavy surveillance. It just is. I'm not the only one in my family, right? I'm not the only one in my family that notices it, But I also think that there has something to do with some kind of trust or some kind of something, and somebody's trying to play it off. And it's also a competition for positions in the kingdom, right? Right? In the new heaven and new earth, so-called, right? So again, people just have to be careful. There's nothing we can really do. I'm just telling you that there are beings on this plane. We're all beings. I'm just called people beings now, right? Because I think that we're all, again, we are not the same. I don't think. This whole thing is proven. I think the whole thing about this, that has had the world stagnant for, and especially here, because this is where I live, so I don't know, that's had the world stagnant for the past couple of years, is something bigger and more intelligent than what we're being told. Again, that's why I said, why even lie about it in the first place? If it's something else, let us know what it is, so that people can, why are we pussyfooting around? Why are we lying? Why are we doing all these things? Why are we giving misinformation? Mainstream misinformation. And it's funny when people take clips of videos that they've seen on mainstream media and put them on their platform, and they get removed or they get targeted for it. I mean, that's just all just the way strange, right? So obviously there's something else going on with this whole thing at this point. It's something, a dis-ease, right? This is just me being able to see. This is even bringing me back to, right, certain energies when it comes to the biblical text about the forbidden fruit or taking thereof and giving it out. I mean, I'm just going to keep it 100% real because I can see. So again, it's just I just have to be the one again, or there might be others that speak on it like this, but I have to be the one to, really just go all the way there, right? Because I'm able to see it. And it's affecting certain people, certain beings. And these beings, right, are not connected to you in the physical. This is not like you going out to eat with these people in this real fake life, this part, right? So it's not like that. It's not like you're inviting these people over for dinner. It's almost like the presence is there. And you're just wondering how, why, what. I'm especially talking about feminine energy and this whole divine masculine and feminine energy. There's things that are going on a deeper scale that you guys cannot see. And I'm just going to say it. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. It's like message, right? So same way we're saying we're getting downloads or intellect or things like this, and we can feel things, sense things, or energy, frequency, vibration. It's the same thing. I feel like, again, this has to do with something else a lot deeper. Right? And I also feel like, I'm seeing a sense of water. Okay? There's a lot of wells in my area. So again, I'm seeing a thing about poisoned water. And so again, or contaminated water, excuse me, in certain areas. So it makes me think about Michigan. It makes me think about how many other places, what else is going on, what else, whatever. And then when we talk about the prick. Like, okay, everybody not going to get it. Everybody didn't get it. Everybody, whatever. But we have to realize the fact that there is something that is able to transform, transmit, transpire, you know what I'm saying? So you don't even have to get it, is what I'm telling you, right? After looking up virus the other day and, seeing other things, it's almost like some people could be looked at as it. Like, I haven't talked to, I don't really barely listen to what scientists and stuff like that say and anything. I'm just tapping into the energy that's being given, right? So it doesn't matter. We can sit there and say how we're not going to get it. You probably already got it. I mean, this is not even misinformation. We're just saying, can it be? Oh, let's put it like that. Fair use, right? Okay. Not even for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, right? So again, I feel like whatever this is the way it's spreading, what it is, the whole makeup and mechanisms of it is something that we are not even ever going to really figure out but like 20 years from now. And it doesn't matter if you got it or not. You've been to the grocery store. You have to go places. You have to pick up things. Whatever it is that's going on, and we just talking in like just basic terms, right? Whatever's going on, I feel can be transpired in that manner. And it's not what we've been told. I don't want to use certain words, but particles and things like this. And again, when we look at that, when we did the video the other day, and it was talking about your RNA and DNA. Okay? I'm just thinking like some goosebumps type shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. Excuse me. I'm thinking, again, I keep going back. Source keep bringing me back to Genesis 1 and how that is a whole different. There's many different forms of creation in Genesis, and it just so happens that chapter 1 is about what was done there, and it was done by God. And when he went to rest, or she went to rest, right? Or again, we could be talking about an androgynous being. It doesn't matter. This is not to shun anybody or point out any kind of, it is just using it to be able to interpret what we're talking about. So again, I think that it feels as though we are in Genesis 2 when the Lord God started to create. If you really pay attention to when it says the Lord God, sometimes in that text, it's kind of like creepy, because it always feels like it has something to do with manifesting or molding or making, or, you know, it's almost like a sense of that, right? So again, if so-called God or a goddess has been blinded, the particular God, right, have been blinded, or again, when we looked at that other definition, it says something about like an acid something. And I'm just thinking, like, is somebody using something to corrode again or deal with your pineal again, because we know Abraham saw God in the pineal. So again, is something else going on? Is this something that's naturally occurring on the plane, or is this something that is being done to us? And again, it's very hard at this point in time to even share or spread information. It's very uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? But I will keep trying to do it as much as as much as possible or whatever. But it's getting uncomfortable. My surroundings are getting, like, I'm not afraid. I don't fear like that, but I be concerned about things, right? Like concerned again about travel, like on a plane or whatever at this. I've never felt that way before. But I think it was just the last time when I went, I really didn't realize that we was going to have the what on, the mask. And I just didn't like the feeling of that. And I didn't like the fact that they were trying to make children put it on, and even 1 and 2 year olds and stuff, and make the parents force it on their face, and threatening with the marshals and stuff when you get off I just didn't like that whole thing. So I'm just like, So again, it is what it is. I mean, when you just about to go sit 2 inches away from somebody anyway. I mean, it's a joke, actually. But I think that I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying is there's something else going on, though. You see? The emphasis is being put. So we're having a false narrative or perception. There's no way. I mean, we've been doing videos like this for a very long time. It's about the perception. I mean, so we don't even have to get all high tech and everything. Because I just can't. I just could tell it how it is, and just, like, through my eyes and experiences and stuff like that. But I feel like the elect, right? I think when people are reading the Bible and it's like Bible thumping, like the regular grandma's Bible study or mama's Bible study, I think that people look at these things as if it's some kind of facade or some kind of something or whatever. Is not really giving you an alert. The way we do the text in here, it should be something that should be, it should be something that should hit you different. And even when you pick it up, even when you pick it up next time, it should hit different. It should hit different. You see what I'm saying? So I don't even know if it's just exchanging the information and the energy between, us sharing that type of information, right? Or is it something else that's going on? Is it the breath? But the breath is not affecting you with that particular thing. It is something else that they are calling that. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what we're questioning. We're not saying that. We're just questioning that. And I feel like, again, certain portions of the elect are being targeted. And it's almost like I have that jealous God energy. That if I can't have you, or if it don't go my way, then these are the things that I will do to you. And I think people are dabbling and dealing with stuff that they really don't know what they're doing, and that is going to cause a ruckus. It's causing confusion. It's causing a ruckus. And it's just sad when you're a part of something that you have no control over. I don't care what nobody come on here and say, and you can say it on your platform, and you can say it in your life and how you feel and how you move. But I know that, again, there are connections that they turn into companionships, again, not even in the visible, like it's not even tangible, but they turn into this because, again, there's no way you cannot just ward off this type of energy. I'm telling you, there is a such thing as these soul ties, these celestial twins, and these twin flames, but I think it's just not the way that we're looking at it. It's not this cutesy thing that we're talking about. It's a lot deeper than that. And again, you just keep in mind that certain energies can have, when your grandparents was talking about these certain energies and these things they saw in the dark and everything like that, think about that. Okay, now if that was like back in the 60s and the 50s and in the 20s, then think about what do you see what I'm saying right now? Right? Even the mark of Cain just came into my mind. And how he was somewhat, immortal. He couldn't die or whatever. I mean, he finally did or whatever, but I'm just saying. He had to be killed and, like, come back to life within minutes or whatever of being killed. At least on the television show, okay? So again, I don't do these videos for no kind of attack. It's an understanding. It's the fact that I feel like, again, at this time, and again, it just feels like, it's just weird. Because I'm all the way strong. I'm the strongest in my mind I've ever been. I'm the most happiest I've ever been. I'm very complacent, very, very comfortable. I didn't want to say complacent. I wanted to say comfortable. I'm a lot calmer than I've been in a very long time. I'm just going through another level of this conforming or whatnot. And again, is this being done through, by you or me or whatever? Like, is it being done that way? Or is it just obviously somebody's doing something and someone needs to be held accountable for it? It's just bottom line, period. So door to door could be somebody putting some shit on your damn doorknob in the middle of the night. You get what I'm saying? Dripping some shit in your well water. Having access to your crib, again, there's talk of walking through walls. So again, somebody had to come up with the idea for the Invisible Man movie. So again, what is really going on? Who are these beings, right? That's all I gotta say. I mean, I just hope that was enough. It's just, there's nothing you can do. What people think about the Bible is not even, most people are on the surface level. And I'm not even trying to be harsh, mean, or trying to act like I'm all that, or I know I've been given a certain gift. And that's just it. And a lot of people ain't even dug down one layer when it comes to this text. So they're not going to be able to see. So it's going to come off wrong to them. It's going to rub them the wrong way. They're going to, but then again, hopefully people will start seeing and sensing and saying, you know what, I do sense this or see this or say that. Because again, whatever's going on, it is also changing your makeup. Like, there's no, that's not misinformation. It's what is been said about the thing. So, okay? So it don't matter what you do. Unless you just locked in your house, and it doesn't even matter still, because you're going to have to go out to get food. It don't matter. Whatever this is, yes, the way that they explain it half-ass is like, it's a virus that can spread, but everybody taking a mask off, but everybody doing these things, everybody not walking around with a passport every time they go in the store. So again, it must not be that. Do you see what I'm saying? But I think it is potent, but I just feels like somebody's not being 100% about what it is. Okay, in real life. So that's my take on it. But I know that, again, like I said, I know who's watching and what they're, trying to trigger. Okay? Again, like I said, feel like it's trying to trigger me. And again, this is just us questioning things and looking at things. Okay? In a different light. That's all we're doing here. Someone can be I think intelligence is being increased, if you want to use that word. I think that there's other things that are happening. We've been talking about, ascension and all these other things for a long time now. No, we in a different level of that shit. That's what it is. It's just a whole different thing now. Is it God's plan? I don't know. Which God? Is it nature? What is it? Some of these things people shouldn't have been fucking around in the first place with what they was messing around with. In these laboratories and things like that. And again, there's a lot of we'll just say that there's a lot of unseen things that are not being spoken on. And if they are, people are talking about them somewhere else, and they're talking in code. Yeah, you can try. You can try. You can try. You can go a whole 3 days, 2 days up. You know what? I'm about to focus on this. But again, for some of us, that's not an option. It's never been an option really for you. This is now we're able to see a lot deeper or more, or it's more intense. So that's it. But I'm all the way in my right mind. I'm so far good in my right mind that I'm good. Of course, there's stuff that I'm, going through or whatever, right? We're all going through something, right? So again, and most of it is exciting and new to me, but it's really not. Like a lot of times I'm trying to preserve my energy or reserve myself. A lot of times I'm sitting minding my own business, but I can sense. I'll just keep on saying that. So much so that it's just like whatever, right? It's like whatever. So when we're talking about Adam and Eve, I still feel like that is a certain group of people. It's not just two people. When we're talking about the man and woman, the man and woman might have been talking about two particular people that were somewhat perfect in a sense. And I think they have a different makeup, right? Could be. I'm just saying, right? He called them, he made them both male and female. He made them both male and female and called them man or Adam. In some Bibles it says man, some it says Adam, right? But again, he had already created all that stuff in Genesis 1. The plants and all that. You see what I'm saying? So again, call it what you want. I suggest you look up the word alien in etymology. So we're dealing with some otherworldly stuff. That's all. And it's going to be what it's going to be. There's no protection. There's no nothing like this or whatever. Unless somebody has some kind of antigen or antibodies, or they have something else, again, to be able to combat against it for certain groups of people. And then the people that they don't want to heal from, or don't want to get better from, or don't want to survive. And I'm just saying I don't know who it could be. It could be somebody down the street. Do you see what I'm saying? Because also we've heard about antibodies throughout this thing and how important they were at one point in time, but we never really heard about them again. And now you have lots of people that are being harmed. I think 256 mass shootings in 2021 alone, and nobody's talking about that because we're too busy talking about whatever else. that just, I don't know, don't seem to be, you know, I mean, it seemed to be changing because people are changing and their mindset is changing. And why is that happening? Because again, there's still deep things going on, and it's just like, what? Is nobody not being able to read between the lines here? And so that's just what it is for me. But I see it. I see the dates. I see the numbers. I see the sacrifices. I see all these things in the biblical text. And in the headlines. So, but again, like, I don't get paid for this. Again, I'm not asking to get paid for this. It's just something that I do. But payback for me is comes in a form of some form of like I was going to say karma, but maybe a karmic type of energy, or maybe in some kind of way, but then it manifests and affects the carnal. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I think it could really affect and trigger things on a day-to-day basis. And I think that certain individuals are waiting for those triggers so that they can tap in or tune in or surveil, right? And again, I mean, you could tell me if it doesn't sound like I'm making any sense. And it just so happens that I feel like whatever a God or a source would have an opportunity or something or a path for me, whatever it is some of these energies, again, are in elevated statuses, and they're able to work with other individuals. And again, some of them are on our level as if they are us, but they're not us because they look like us, and we just trust anything instead of asking questions and really peeping things out for what it is. So certain entities or energies and people have ties, or people, I'll just say people, have ties with certain, again, corporations or things like this. And maybe they didn't even realize what was going on, but now, again, you know, some people can see. And again, like I said, if I feel like whatever's going on, there's some form of a low-key competition. And because I'm different, right? You know, it sometimes feel like, you know, because these people can't speak like I can, and because they can't do the things I can do freely, right? Because of whatever positions, you know, they might have in this construct, that they enjoy dragging me or pulling me into certain energies to address certain things to make me look a certain way. And that's just all it is. I mean, it's just point blank. I've been dealing with it for so long, I just already know. So lately I've been just really saying, okay, you got to cut this. But again, it doesn't matter if you don't pay attention, if you try not to, you know, notice things on, you know, your phone or social media or in different clips of things, whatever. It's just there. It's just there. And they know it. And it's funny because, again, a lot of these people can cover their tracks. I don't know why they're doing that. But again, there's no, that, like, again, it's making me think of, like, yeah. And again, like, what I'm saying is, okay, so whatever other high level influencers or energy that's watching knows what they know what I'm doing, they know what these people are doing, they know what I'm watching, they know what I'm seeing. So there's no way that there's no tie in between these individuals that came in as if excuse me, this was supposed to be some kind of partnership or companionship or something. So it's not like that. It's like those people already know. So whoever's at the top knows. They can, if they're monitoring everything, they already know. So it's like, what is there to hide? I think other people know. There might be like people might be using like voice changing, you know, things, or again, there's apps where you can make yourself sound like any celebrity. You know, it's all kind of stuff. So again, it's just being, you know, but I'm just done being like toyed with. Like I'm just not gonna be playing these games anymore. What's real will be real. I think that, again, they find different ways to try to entice or pull you in. Some of it feels very real and true, right? And some of it you can just see it for what it is. But I'm gonna go. Again, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, like if you want, share, whatever. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Don't forget to, drop something at the, in the comment section if you have something to say or whatever, right? I mean, I know the videos don't get spread around that much on my channel, but I definitely know that there's some other kind of outlet that the videos are going out on. Because whoever this is don't want this channel to show the numbers in things like that, right? So they want to block that, to have control over that narrative. All right, so again, real quick, just before I leave, right? So again, I was watching this little clip or whatever about Britney Spears, and I'm just wondering, why are they talking about her? Why now? What is this really talking about? So it's talking about conservator or conservatorship, a condition or office of conservator. And again, we'll just look at ship real quick. A position, relation between, right? A state. So again, they were trying to say it was something up or whatever. And it's not. It's probably just people that want to get their hands on something of hers. To cut, to scrape, to hack. Low key, this is talking about something totally different in my eyes. I don't know. Okay. 14th century, an official entrusted with the power. It made me think about a power of attorney or whatever. But it says an official entrusted. So again, we're dealing with a trust here, right? Again, there's a lot of things that we don't know, we don't realize about certain inheritances at this particular time in time. And some people know about these things. Some people that dabble into all this stuff, they know about it, right? They may not talk about it, but they know about it, right? So it says with the power and duty to protect the interests or rights of someone else or something. Okay, so again, people will come in and try to act like they want to protect somebody from something when really you just want to protect your hands on whatever it is. So again, some of us might be in a form of servitude or bondage, right? Dealing with some kind of mysterious type of debt or something. Or just, again, there's other people that are connected to you or have ties to you that have this information. And again, like I said, this is something that I've just been sensing. It's just been coming to me like this, and this is just what it is. So again, maybe I can do a little bit more investigative things on it. And again, maybe somebody else wants to. Maybe they already know about this. Maybe they can put their 2 cents in, or more cents. So again, it says with the power and the duty to protect the interests and rights of someone else or something. So again, you can be someone or you can be something, right? A keeper, a preserver, a defender. Again, this could be somebody that's also trying to keep or pretend, yeah, that too. Preserve or keep intact or guard. This can be something that some of these people are trying to keep this guarded for you so that they can give it over to you. Again, there may be some honest, you see what I'm saying, behind it, right? But then there's others that find out about this, and then this is when a lot of people, I feel like, end up missing, or mass things happen. Just my opinion. That we need to be paying a little bit more attention. And again, to see that it's not even on the breaking news, because I don't really have cable. I just watch YouTube whenever I feel like it, or Netflix or something. If there's a show or something that I'm getting some kind of deeper realization with, I watch that. But I don't just watch TV anymore. I can't just sit there all like that. I can't even really watch movies no more. And I used to be like watching movies all the time. So again, what I'm saying is I think that there's something to this. That's just it. To keep, preserve, keep intact, or guard. And again, some people can be guarding and some people can be dipping into these particular things. And you'll never know about it. You won't know that you had something. You won't know it's gone. You won't know who took it, possibly. Again, it's just the way that it is. Probably an intensive prefix, okay? Keep, watch, or maintain. So again, somebody maintaining something, they might got their hands on it. You see what I'm saying? So again, it's time to just be careful. And especially with a lot of us that, again, were kind of set apart, or so-called black sheep. They'll try to make that seem like it's something wrong with that. No, this is something that is naturally, organically done. It can also be something that's done by whatever kind of things are going on in this realm around you when it comes to certain things that may be manipulating situations or thoughts or things like this, triggering things, stuff like that. General sense of preserver, injury, violation, so on. Reference to the virgin. Okay, so again, I don't know, we talking about the Virgin Mary? What we talking about? Or somebody that's just new or just fresh to something. Again, excuse me, because I was reading something in the Bible earlier about like the people that were to slew or cut off all the males that were they used a certain term, I can't remember, not born, it could have been born or two, something within 2 years, and it made me automatically think about people who have altered their status or something like this, right? Or they could have come into some type of inheritance again. I mean, it's something to look into, some kind of trust or something, like I said, it's just that. And we know that there's websites and stuff that you can go check and see if people in your family or you have old checks from an old job when you was 15 years old or something that might be sitting up in there, something like this, okay? But on a different scale. This has to do with land and resources, I feel. The custodian of a collection, okay? A curator, someone appointed by a court to assume. And again, what kind of court? I'm starting to think about this whole thing in a whole different light. We have the regular so-called court, right? But then is there something else that's happening on the spiritual level that's happening in some forms of court? And I'm just calling it the spiritual level because it's just easy for people just to go around that and do what you want to do with it. You see what I'm saying? Someone appointed by a court to assume responsibility for the interest of a minor or incompetent person. So again, a lot of this, let's just get it right there. A lot of this stuff people want to, someone has an agenda for certain of us that are the elect to make it feel like we are incompetent. But again, some of us might be the brightest thinkers, the most outspoken free thinkers that any of these people might ever meet. And some of these people that we're up against are also free thinkers and very intelligent and things like this as well. So it's just like, we just have to be paying attention. All right. So again, we have these related entries here, sir, right? Or com. Okay, so with, together. Again, people may be bonding or binding you into certain type of, transactions or relationships or things like this in a slick, low-key way. And again, you don't know even how to combat it. Are we talking yay and nay? Do you see what I'm saying? Where you may be into something that you don't even realize that you've been forged into, whether it be by the hand, because also in the book of Matthew, it was talking about something that people were doing by the works of their hand when it comes to law, right? That they were defiling or, messing things up. So again, that's the next chapter. I think it's 4 or whatever that I wanted to go into. And I was reading out of the Living Bible, which is more like straightforward, okay? So again, this is someone that's appointed. So again, this will be somebody that maybe has access to this research. They're very good at this type of thing. And again, they may be helping people and they may see a loop there, or people that have died and left things, and they may have a way to tie themselves in or get the... Do you see what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm not saying nobody in particular, any groups or anything. I'm just saying in general. We know that these kind of things happen. Nobody's really paying attention right now. Nobody's talking about things straightforward like they should. But there was a guy on the news that was saying, he's happy that this kind of Britney, whatever, I don't want to say campaign because that's not what it was, foundation or something was started because it's going to help people like on different levels or whatever to obtain certain things. So again, I thought that was very interesting. It just is what it is. You know, low key, we got to be paying attention to certain things like that because it might mean something for you at the end of the day. So I'm not, and I hate feeling like this, like I'm nagging or always exposing or, you know, but I'm trying to do in the best light that I can, because I'm not really not, I can't even be mad about the stuff no more that's going on. I can't even be upset or perturbed. I can be perturbed by it, right? I can be bothered by it, but I can't let it affect me the way that I was engulfed in it at one point in time. Trying to figure out what's going on. What is this? Why is this going on? And it's just like, it's not even worth it, because there's nothing that you can do to combat this type of energy that I'm telling you about. There's nothing it's gonna be there until you do something, possibly, right? And hey, it may have something to do with status, but then once you start messing with something like that, what are you really signing yourself back into or into? Right? So it may just be the untouchables. Yeah, they may be untouchable in a sense, but not, your information is not. You see what I'm saying? If we're talking about like a new form of a caste system or infrastructure in a certain way, right? So again, I hope that this helps somebody, and again, hopefully it even helped. It's got my mind running a little bit more even right now. And again, like if I gotta really constrict myself and can't be myself to speak how I want to, then really there's no, and I feel like, again, with some of us, it might be something that's okay for other people to do that might be running, right? You see the whole thing with the girl, whatever her name is, running, right? There's something, some of us are running for something. You can't even see, you don't even know, you didn't even know you was on the list, you didn't get the memo, you don't got a seat at the table, but you're fighting, you feel like you're fighting for your life, or you just have to use your gifts in order to obtain information about these things. You have to be very observant. You have to be discerning all the time. You have to be paying attention. And again, it's very, you know, a lot of people don't have time to do that, right? It can get you kind of caught up. And again, a lot of things, I feel like there's this whole thing about like hustling and getting your money up right now. But it's just like, okay. But it's easier said than done when you are someone that is so-called targeted. So again, they don't want us to talk about negative things. So we're going to talk about it like it's very positive. There's nothing negative here. We're just having a discussion. We're just asking questions. We're just doing some investigative reporting here. Right? No one's upset or unruly. Right? So, we're going to stop there. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.